Hello, everybody, and welcome to another live Argentina discussion. My name is Roy Nemer of Mundo Albiceleste.com. I am joined by Osvaldo Godoy, also of Mundo Albiceleste.com. And first things first, Osvaldo, how are you? How is everything? We have so much to get to. Osvaldo, I think there's some technical difficulties. We lost Osvaldo for a moment, but that's okay. We'll get him right back. I'm sure of it. So as always, everybody, let us know down below where you're watching from. We tend to get from all around the world. Let us know where you're watching. We got some big news. We have Enzo Fernandez, who won the Club World Cup with Chelsea. We have Thiago Almada joining Atletico Madrid. That one is official. It's not rumored. It is official. Leandro Paredes to Boca, Di Maria, of course, Rosario, Lionel Messi with Inter, and so much more. And of course, let's bring back Osvaldo right now. We'll bring him back in. I think there was some technical difficulties,
There you
Osvaldo.
go. There you go. How are you, Roy?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. A lot of topics to talk about.
Yes, definitely so much to get to. So much to get to. Let's get to the chat first, and then we'll get to all the different topics. Paro Miguel, hello, Paro Miguel, longtime viewer. This is a big one as well. Yeah, Bombasso, big ups to Thiago Almada. And of course, yes, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications button. It's summer or winter, depending on where you are in the world, but the transfer window is open, and the European club season, preseason already started for some teams, but the season itself starts in a couple of weeks. We have Corsiniats watching from Akron, Ohio. Hello, hello. We have Joao Vitor, if I'm not mistaken, from Brazil. Welcome, Joao. And Marcus, welcome, Marcus. Marcus talking about Almada, saying he's going to make Atletico very strong with his playmaking. Him and Alvarez will create chemistry for the World Cup. And let's get to it. Let's get to the big news that there's a lot of big news. Let's get to the earlier of the big news. Enzo Fernandez, Club World Cup winner with Chelsea. Um, the final itself was surprising in terms of the result, Osvaldo, and let us know in the comments as well. What do you guys think?
I was very surprised. I think most people would expect PSG to win it. The truth is that we mentioned how Chelsea got to the final with a easier draw because that's the reality. They didn't face the big European teams, although we've seen during the competition that the Brazilian teams were playing really well. But yeah, the final was totally one-sided, especially the first half. And even though Enzo Fernandez didn't play a great game or a fantastic game, his teammates like Cole Palmer, Joao Pedro still managed to do a great final. And I think that Enzo Fernandez playing also in a position like very up in the field. I don't know if you noticed that.
I did. At times, he was almost like a secondary striker, left wing, cutting inside. It's very odd to pinpoint exactly, his position on the field, on the pitch for the final. But yeah, almost like a secondary striker, if I'm being honest, at times. And it was maybe difficult a little bit for him, maybe playing a bit out of position. I didn't think he played bad. I think overall he had a pretty good game and a solid tournament. He was included in the team of the tournament too.
Yes, yes, and I think he made 3 assists during the tournament. Very solid. Chelsea, after winning the Conference League, now winning the World Cup. I think I saw something on Twitter saying how they basically created recently these two competitions, and Chelsea already won them, and Enzo Fernandez already won them. Um, and and yeah, yeah, as you were saying, Enzo Fernandez, especially when they didn't have the ball, pressing very high, almost as a second striker, he was very important without the ball, I believe, in that
Yes.
final. I think Chelsea completely surprised Luis Enrique and PSG with the way they were pressing. I think the French team was expecting Chelsea to wait a little bit more, which was logical, and they didn't. They pressed throughout the whole, especially the first half, pressing very high.
Oh, completely. And I was wondering how long Chelsea could keep that up for, could keep the pressure. First 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I think it was Cole Palmer had an effort on goal that went just wide. It was still relatively early in the game. Uh, and then you thought, okay, eventually PSG is going to get into this. They had one or two opportunities, some great saves from Robert Sanchez, Chelsea's goalkeeper. But, that was it. It's almost as if once Chelsea got the first goal, then they got the second minutes later. it was difficult for PSG. There was no time where, PSG, you really look like, okay, they're really going to get back into this. They're really going to dominate. They're really going to do so well. It wasn't the case. Congratulations to Chelsea. It has to be said. Big
Yes,
congrats.
definitely. Great tournament by them.
Yeah.
Great tournament. I think no one really expected Chelsea to win this whole tournament at the beginning of
At,
it.
at all. At all. They were not one of the favorites. Madrid were the favorites. PSG were the favorites. Bayern. Not so much Chelsea, but look, I mean, one last question, I guess, when it comes to the Club World Cup, and I'm asking everybody in the chat too, and then we'll get to the chat, of course. What did you think of the Club World Cup as a whole? I'll be honest, I very much enjoyed it. I don't know about you, Osvaldo, but I liked it.
I did. I did. I really like it. I think also in my case, I'm a big Boca Juniors fan. I had well, we were playing it basically. I think it might be different, at least for me, to sit probably in 4 years without Boca because that's the most logical thing, especially now that we're not qualified to the next Copa Libertadores. Um, but overall, I really like it. I really enjoy it. You had matches. It's like a World Cup. You have matches every day, 3, 4 matches a day.
Yeah,
uh, for the football fan, it's just great to have. Now we have a World Cup every 2 years. We used to have it every four. If this continues, it will be every two. Um, and you also have these matchups that you don't see often. I mean, just to see a Brazilian team playing against an European team, an Argentinian one, even the teams from Saudi Arabia or Egypt, they were good competitors. um, yeah, just matches that you're not used to watch, or maybe you're used to watching the old Club World Cup. That I think I'm not sure if it's gonna continue happening. I don't know if you know that, Roy, the one that they play in December. But those
no,
type of matches that you saw once a year, um, now you in a tournament like this, you see so many.
yeah, it's well, to answer your question, no, this has completely replaced the Club World Cup that takes place in December. There's rumors that this might be every 2 years. There's rumors that it's going to be kept every 4 years. 2 years might be a little bit much, and obviously the big complaint is the number of matches that the players are taking part in. Right? If you look at it, I mean, the European season just ended, the Club World Cup, or you have the South American season as well. Then next summer you have the World Cup in 2026. Then after that, 2027, you probably have. I mean, I'm sure there's some other tournament, and then 2028 Copa America, and then then the Euros, and it never ends. These guys, the players, never get a break. But honestly, I enjoyed the tournament. I thought it was fun. Like you said, seeing the European teams up against the South American teams, against the Asian teams, against the African teams. It was fun. It really was. And I'm going to bring up a comment here, and we'll get to all of the comments, of course. But we'll get it here. Keanu Ruiz saying, I went to 3 matches, all great atmosphere. The players wanted to win for sure. And, the players, for the most part, I think took it seriously, which is good. And the prize money, the clubs won a significant amount of money. We're talking tens of millions of dollars for the clubs. So moving forward, I could see this obviously staying. 2 years might be a little bit too much every 2 years, but I think every 4 years is fair. I think that works.
Yeah, I would do it every 4 years. I agree
Yeah.
with you, and I would also bring back the what you used to call the Intercontinental,
Yeah.
the one
Yeah.
that would play once a year, the winner of the Libertadores against the winner of the Champions League. I think I would do that once a year, maybe in December.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you might have to call it the Intercontinental title, or I think at one point it was the Toyota Intercontinental title or something like that. But yeah, it's I don't know if they're gonna do that, but at least this format was very enjoyable. Was very enjoyable. All right, let's get to the chat. Joao Roy has the best Argentina shirt collection. I try. Thank you. I try to have. There's still a bunch behind me that I don't always pull up. Joel, hey boys, happy to see you. Thank you so much, Joel, for joining us. As always, that game was fire. Love to see it. It really was. It really was. Paulo Miguel, I was not surprised with Enzo's win. He played well. They needed his garra to obstruct PSG's flow. I think this was one of the games for Enzo where he did better off the ball than he did with the ball. I'm not saying he did bad off the ball on the ball, but I think it was very important off the ball as well. Just always running and exactly, just really very much obstructing PSG. Keanu saying Endo deserved Club World Cup player of the tournament. No arguments from me whatsoever. Part of me guessing he predicted Chelsea. Congrats. Can anyone tell me the weight? I mean, look, it depends on who you ask, of course. If you ask the Chelsea players, I'm sure they'd say it's up there with the Champions League or close to the Champions League. If you ask some of the players maybe that didn't win, maybe not as much. You know, I don't know how much significance you could put into this trophy just because in a way it kind of just not it got created, but the format is very, very new. But I think it holds a decent amount of weight, I think.
Yeah, especially in a couple of years when this tournament, if
Yeah.
if this tournament continues to happen, it's gonna give it more credibility to it, and uh, and they will value Chelsea will value this trophy. It's like if you think about, I don't know, the 1930 World Cup that Uruguay won. Maybe at that moment it was the first one, and they but now looking backwards, it still counts one, same as it was with all the other World Cups. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I understand 100%, 100%. And it might be one of those things, like you said, just with time, eventually it might become a thing, or more important, sorry, for some of the teams. Kian was saying, I love the tournament. I finally got to go to a Boca game. People complain about the empty stadiums that only seem to be the smallest clubs. Of course, depending on where it's played around the world, you might get some more fans from different countries. Um, all right. And Cesar, welcome Cesar, saying, I think the Club World Cup was good enough for its first time being played with 32 teams. Yeah, it's a good way of putting it. That's a fair way of putting it. And Joao saying it was a blast of a tournament, a very competitive championship. I would love to see more teams around the world against each other. All right. And I think that was one of the fun stuff too. It's not a lot of rematches, just including European teams. What else we have? Para Miguel, it was interesting. Simon, welcome, Simon. Saying feels like the Club World Cup has a bit more purpose now. The concept needs to grow in terms of fan perception, but expanding it to 32 teams was smart. More styles of play can be represented as well. All right, I like that. Mistiano, anything that challenges European bias is good. Adriano, the GOAT. Yes, it is, and we're going to talk about that in just a couple of moments. Thiago Almada, 100%. Mistiano, yeah, was not a good showing for Argentine clubs, not at all. And Caspian Club World Cup might gain credibility retroactively, like Uruguay's trophies. And yeah, all right, I like that. I like that. All right, a lot of different talks. Let's get to the next one. The big news of the day. Thiago Almada joins Atletico Madrid. He's going to be playing alongside Julian Alvarez. Maybe Rodrigo De Paul. He's going to be coached by Diego Simeone. Of course, Molina, Juan Musso, Giuliano Simeone. What do you think of this one, Osvaldo?
These are great news, I believe. We're talking last week how there was rumors of Almada maybe going to Benfica, and I was saying how Almada, since he started in Vélez, we always expected big things from him, going to a big European team, and he ended up going to, well, at some point he was in Lyon, in Botafogo, and he never really. And now he was rumored to go to Benfica, and in my head I was like, I think he has to make the move at this age to a big team in Europe, and I think Atletico Madrid is a big team in Europe, and that's what I was, at least my case, I was looking for him. Um, we talked a little bit about this, I think, over text today, Roy, about maybe him replacing the Paul. I believe that he replaced a little bit more Angel Correa, who just went to Tigres. I think they have a very similar playing style, and I think it's a good replacement for Angel Correa.
That's true. That's a very good shout. Replacing Correa. Correa left. He's going to be playing in Mexico now. So no more Angel Correa. For Almada, it is something we spoke about in the last show we did, the last live discussion, and we agreed he needed a big move. Atletico Madrid's obviously a big team. They constantly, let's say, they do compete in La Liga, of course. They compete in the Champions League. Not always easy, of course, with everything going on, the different spending and whatnot. For me, every time an Argentine player joins Atletico Madrid, it's that Diego Simeone factor. It's what is going to happen. how is he going to perform under Simeone? But him playing alongside Julian Alvarez, we've seen their connection with the Argentina national team. They have great connection over there. Having them with Atletico, train every day together, play every 2, 3, 4 days together, that can only benefit Argentina, in my opinion. It really, really can. And I see Caspian's comment now. If only Molina finds his form, for sure, that's another one. But for Almada, this is a big move. This
It
is
is.
really, really a big move, and hopefully he's one of the Argentine players that does well under Simeone, because it's really been hit or miss for a lot.
I agree. And although there's a lot of comments of, oh, when Argentina goes to Atletico Madrid, they don't really play well under Simeone. I think that's not the case in some cases. I think Julian Alvarez is playing well. Rodrigo de Paul even uh, it's playing well, or was playing well there. And I think that it's gonna be the case of Thiago Almada. We'll see how he fits under Diego Simeone's tactics. He likes to
The
play with a
system.
4-4-2. Yeah, the system with Griezmann. Of course, Julian Alvarez. I want to see where he fits there. I wouldn't like to see him as a left midfielder. You know how Julian Alvarez started in Atletico de
Yeah,
Madrid?
yeah.
I like to see him with more liberty, but it's true that Simeone has an idea where everyone has to run when Atletico Madrid doesn't have the ball.
Which I don't disagree with. I mean, I like that. I'm not saying it's a bad thing in terms of, every player has to run, but for me, it's let the players express themselves whatever way they want. And I feel like someone like Correa, who I'm very much a fan of, I think he was limited, or he wasn't able to maybe show his full potential at Atletico Madrid. He scored some important goals for them, won the league title with them. Um, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he had a bad career or a bad time with them, but it was almost like, defending first, then attacking. And as a striker, sometimes you want that liberty, you want that freedom to attack and to roam and to move. And hopefully Almada gets that. And like you said, he's not played as a left midfielder and then eventually like a left wing back or a left back. Really give him the time and the patience, of course, just to let him express himself, because he's a great player and he's a great addition to any team. And I truly mean that. He's always been talented since his Velas days, since he went to Atlanta, Botafogo, Lyon. Um, so it'll be fun to see and interesting to see what he does and how well he does at Atletico, and especially that partnership between him and Julian Alvarez, especially in a World Cup year. That's the other thing.
Yeah. Yeah, by the way, I think Angel Correa had a good journey in Atletico Madrid.
Yeah,
Never being a starter, that's true, but it's also true that he had someone like Griezmann as a starter. But whenever he was brought on, always as a good substitute, he did well. He scored a lot of goals, made a lot of assists. He was
yeah.
one of the first substitutions that Simeone would do when Atletico Madrid had to look to score, basically.
Oh no, completely. It's just for me. I feel like maybe he never got the trust, or the 100% trust maybe from Simeone in terms of being a starter.
Yeah,
He would score goals, come off the bench, score another goal, and then the next game he'd be on the bench and he probably wouldn't play. And I get that it's Simeone, it's a style, to each their own, of course. But I just hope that Almada improves. I'm sure he will. I'm 100% convinced he will. But I hope he gets to show his full potential at Atletico as well, just because he is that good. He's so good. Yeah. All right, let's get to the chat, see what everyone is talking about. Let's get to what was the comment here. BC, welcome BC. Harun, hello, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us. Paro Miguel is saying it's fantastic form. It's fantastic news, excuse me, for Argentina. Caspian saying if only Molina could find his form. Hopefully, Enzo Fernandez is another one. Maybe to Sociedad. We're kind of waiting on some news there. Corsiniats, excuse me. Simeone single-handedly destroyed Correa's career. The wretch has no shame. I wouldn't go that far. I mean, we just spoke about it. That might be a little bit much, at least in my opinion. North Village, Julian actually improved his ball playing skills at Atletico Madrid. Adriano the GOAT, could Almada be a star in the next World Cup? I think he could. I truly think he could. I don't know about you, Osvaldo, but easily.
I think in the last double match day with Argentina, he was the best player of Argentina.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yes, yes, and especially with this move, I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe if you asked me a week ago, staying at Lyon with the rumors of being relegated to second division, it was gonna be more difficult. But it's just a matter of see where he would fit in Scaloni's tactics. Because you have a player like Messi, those three midfielders, even though the Paul might be going to Inter Miami, seems to be. We already know that they're gonna be starters. The question is always who you're gonna take out of the team.
That's it's a good problem to have. Let's put it that way. And Argentina have the players, whether Scaloni wants to play with two strikers or one or three up front, who knows? But we have the players for it. It's a good problem to have. Pero Miguel, Simeone must allow Almada to play to display his full repertoire. I agree. Cesar, I would really like Almada to play more as a left wing for Atletico. Well, that makes two of us. Caspian, Cholo will improve Almada defensively. In attack, we already know what he's capable of. Uh, North Village, Almada is weak on the defensive side, which can only be a good thing. He'll certainly improve. He'll certainly improve.
That's true.
Um, JC Castelo, Baena, Alvarez, and Almada will dominate. Let's see, Pablo Miguel, Julian is absolutely. Almada's an enganche. He kind of is that playmaker, of course, but he can't play on the wing. Um, Caspian, Almada's so young, but already won so many trophies. Interesting resume. That is an interesting one. They're not teams you normally see, from Vélez to Atlanta to Botafogo to Lyon. Um, Almada's a baller. Varun, Cholo needs to let the shackles off. Atletico is good enough. Way too defensive teams get steamrolled. Look at them versus PSG, versus Inter. Team always find a way to score. All right, and this is an interesting take. GC Atletico went from an average team of 29-year-olds to signing a bunch of young players. Atletico has a good future. They do, and hopefully they do well, whether it's in La Liga or the Champions League. Now, we just mentioned, JC just mentioned, 29 years of age. From 29 to a 38-year-old, Lionel Messi has just been ridiculous with Inter Miami.
It's incredible. Again, scoring twice. The other day they play again tomorrow. Uh, it's ridiculous, as you were saying. We never get tired of saying how Messi still shows his amazing level and that he's the best of all time. Um, but but even after the Club World Cup, and now Inter Miami seems to be playing almost every day, and he's still scoring goals and goals and goals. Um, it's just incredible to see.
No, it's a joy. It really is a joy to watch. And I mean, like you said, ever since the Club World Cup, it's almost as if they're playing every day, and it's almost as if he's scoring every day, and he's scoring two goals every single day in every single match. Versus Nashville, versus Montreal. Tomorrow, another game on Wednesday, and then another game on Saturday, and I think another game after that on Wednesday, and then again on Saturday again. So it's really every 3-4 days for Lionel Messi. 38 years old, he's still scoring. He's still pressing. I mean, that his second goal in the last match versus Nashville, he pressed the goalkeeper, won the ball, ended up scoring. It was 2-1. It was the second goal that gave Inter the win. And look, it's almost as if we continue to talk about this in every single live discussion that we make. He is still that good, and he's still very important for Argentina, and probably should still be starting, at least for me, for Argentina.
For sure. No, I mean, after this week and after the Club World Cup, which he played really well, I have no doubt that he is, if nothing happens, gonna be a starter in 2026 in the World Cup, and I'm so happy about it. Of course, hopefully he remains fit. That's always the main concern for all the Argentinians when those months approach of the World Cup. But in terms of form and the way he's playing, I don't have a doubt that he's gonna start. And now you see him again, almost playing every day. He's starting. He's playing almost the 90 minutes in every single match. And I think we talk about this a little bit. although he's 38, although next year he's gonna be 39 for the World Cup, the way he plays, he doesn't get that tired, and he was never very injury prone, luckily, during his career. So I really believe he can start and play full 90 matches for the duration of the World Cup.
Well, hopefully. I mean, hopefully, and I'm saying this knocking on wood. His form, his fitness specifically, has been very good, and I think it's gotten to the point with Messi, and nothing new for a couple of years now, where obviously he knows his body very well. He knows when he can play the 90 minutes, when he cannot. We've seen him be substituted before for Argentina in the past. We've seen it, and we've seen him being rested as well for Argentina. So that part is great. And now it's just really enjoying him every 3 days, enjoy watching him every 3 days. The goals, the dribbles, the passes, everything, really, really everything. He continues to be the difference maker for his team. And people will say, well, it's MLS, it's Inter Miami, it's not the same level as Europe. Sure, it's not the same level as Europe, but at the same time, he really does make the players around him that much better. And he continues to be the difference at 38. And it's not easy to still have that hunger, that competitiveness at that age after accomplishing everything, after literally winning every single trophy that he has ever competed for. That's not easy to still have that. It's really, really
It's
not.
not. It's
Uh,
not.
it's a joke.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's a joke. Let's get to the chat. See what everyone is commenting on. All right. Um, Varun saying, I pray he doesn't sign an extension with Inter Miami. I want to see the gold back in Europe. One last dance. I think he ends up re-signing with Inter at this point, especially if De Paul joins. I think it's
Yeah.
one goes with the other. I think so. Gaspian saying, is De Paul to Miami bad for De Paul's form in the national team? Time will tell, I suppose. I don't know how much 1 year can make a difference. I mean, it absolutely could, but for De Paul, who knows? Who knows? Paro Miguel, Messi is extraterrestrial. He really is. He is ET. Simo, excuse me. Statistically, his match with New England was the best, connecting with the midfield numerous times, but that goal in Montreal has to be a contender for goal of the season. It was a work of art, really. It was. It was. And tell you what, he's not too far off in being named the league's MVP either, especially if it continues like this. Not far at all. Rian and Rihanna, good morning to you. And also, everybody, let us know where you're watching from. Rian and Rihanna, I believe, I want to say Bangladesh or India, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to remember. But thank you so much for spending your morning. Bibek, Roy was the third star. This is a 2006 jersey, so no third star just yet. Adriano the GOAT. Leo could be the best in the world if he wanted to. His only competition being Yamal. Uh, there's some other ones, but Yamal is certainly up there. And Adriano is saying, watching from New York City. Excuse me, Rian and Rihanna, watching from Nepal. My apologies. Really, my apologies, all the way from Nepal. A great question. I love this question here from Joel. Who are you both most excited to see play next season? This is a great question. And a tough one. Is it Almada? Is it Enzo Fernandez? Is it I don't know. Are we going more towards the younger players? Is it Enzo Fernandez? Is it McAllister? And to continue to see how he continues to improve with Liverpool. Um, I don't know. What do you? This is a tough one. I'll let the chat answer as well. And I don't know about you as well. This is a difficult one.
There's definitely a lot of interesting ones. If De Paul comes to Inter Miami, I would love to see De Paul and
Of
Inter
course.
Miami together, of course. But then there's also some players that are playing in Argentina, and that also can take us to the next topic. Paredes in Boca Juniors. I want to see Di Maria and
Um,
Rosario Central. I was watching the game the other day, uh, and he had a good debut until he got injured. Apparently, he's not severely injured, so he will
yeah,
be part. Maybe not in the next match, but in the following one, which is good news because he left the field crying, and you didn't know if it was more severe. But Paredes in Boca Juniors is gonna be interesting. The
it's
other
true.
day I was watching Boca Juniors, and it's so difficult to watch. It's a 0-0 where we didn't even shoot, and although Paredes is a world class player, it's gonna be difficult to see how he can really improve Boca Juniors game.
Yeah, or how much he can improve. That's for sure, 100%. It's Yeah, I mean, Paredes is another one. You mentioned Di Maria. Di Maria, for sentimental reasons, I think is going to be very fun to watch with Rosario Central. Someone mentioned Cuti Romero, 100%, especially if he could stay fit. Emiliano Martinez, if he leaves Aston Villa, there's rumors he goes to Manchester United. That's another one. Almada, Thiago Almada, there's one. Julian Alvarez, how much he could lead once more Atletico Madrid. Franco Mastantuono with Madrid. Does he get
Oh
any
yeah,
playing time? There's another one. Nico Paz of Como. Nico Paz is a very, very interesting player to watch. Um, there's a lot, and because it's a World Cup year, um, I mean, you have Facundo Medina, Leo Balerdi, Geronimo Rulli. Let's not forget the guys at Marseille. There's a lot. There's a lot. I can't pick just one. I cannot pick just one. Let's see what else. Cosinia saying Almada for them. Caspian Dibu at his new club. Suraj, welcome Suraj. Suraj saying I want to see an uninjured Kuti. Um, Echeverri, Varun saying Echeverri. Let's wonder what happens with him. He's out injured or should be back relatively soon. Mastantuono and Salmino. And Salmino doesn't look like he's going to be staying at Chelsea, but no one really knows where just yet. Echeverri and Mastantuono. Simo saying after his recent Club World Cup that finished below expectations, interested to see how Agusin Gai, there's another one, how he bounces back with European interest, and interested to see if he makes the Argentina national team as well. That right back position could be his. Corsiniat, Licha, Lisandro Martinez back from injury, long-term injury. Cesar Valentin Barco, Strasbourg, looks like he finally found the club. Paro Miguel, Nico Paz. There's a lot. There's certainly a lot of players, young and more experienced ones, but it'll be good to see. And we'll follow along, of course, as we always do. Paro Miguel, it's 12:14 a.m. in Nigeria. Thank you so much for joining us at that time. North Village, Almada, but I encourage you guys to watch Botafogo. Montoro might actually be the surprise addition to the national team. Looks like a mature Messi at 18. I saw highlights of his debut match with Botafogo on the weekend. I believe it was on Saturday. He played very well with Botafogo. I saw the highlights. Again, it's highlights, but you never always see the full picture when it's highlights. But from what I saw, who knows, man? If Scaloni opens up to the Brazilian league and starts calling up players, Argentine players from there, he has a chance. He certainly has a chance. He's a good shout. A good shout. Jim Futbolista saying Enzo Fernandez's move to Sociedad stalled because Sociedad don't want to pay the extra 2 million. Oof. I mean, they might get it back. They might get it back. Padre Miguel Joel, great question, 100%. And what else we have here? Nico Paz. There's a lot, Padre Miguel. Yeah, there's certainly a lot. Agustin Guy, maybe. North Village, I think it's going to be a massive headache to pick that squad for the World Cup because of the amount of players making a move. Yes. Speaking of move, I mean, discuss Paredes, Boca, Di Maria, Rosario Central. Really quickly, individually, of course, not as a team. How do you see the seasons going for Paredes and Di Maria? I think they're still very much up for it and could easily be one of the better players in the league.
Yes, I agree. That day, Di Maria playing with Rosario Central, it was hard for him when he got the ball. It's difficult to play in Argentina in the league when these type of players come back to their clubs. It takes some time until they actually get back to the. They end up having the same level of all the other players. It's like it happened to Carlos Tevez. I mean, that first year with Boca, he was really good, but then at some point, it's like he adapts to the level of the collective level of the league, and there's a lot of it's very physical, a lot of fighting, and maybe Di Maria they didn't have a great match. That penalty, I don't know if you saw it, Roy, wasn't a foul at all.
No, it wasn't.
A gift for Rosario Central, and Di Maria was scored the 7 penalties in the last 7, all within a month or less.
Yeah,
I like the new way he's shooting
He's
those
taking.
penalties. He's doing it, yeah, like Messi basically, stopping a little bit before he shoots.
Yeah.
And then Paredes, who probably will make his debut soon. And again, it's gonna be tough for him. It's gonna be tough for him, for Boca. Um, but
Well,
yeah, I can't wait to see him.
yeah. There's another. I mean, we're talking about Rosario Central, Alejo Velis back at Rosario
True.
officially, so he's going to be playing. There's another one made the jump over to Europe. Didn't work out fully. Back on loan at Rosario, so hopefully he gets a good season. The question for you here, Keanu, from Keanu Ruiz, Osvaldo, what do you make of the 0-0 versus Argentinos Juniors on Sunday? And you think Paredes will play this weekend?
No, I think the rumors that he's not gonna play this weekend. I think he will play when Boca Juniors plays again at home.
Okay.
And I watched the game, and we play really bad. It's the same thing that has been happening before. I wanted to mention how there was the presentation of Paredes just a week ago, and even though Boca didn't play that day, I think it was a Thursday, and it was a day that most people work. The La Bombonera was packed, and I know I'm a little bit biased because I'm a Boca Juniors fan, but it's just I saw it here at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami when Boca played against Benfica, Bayern Munich. The Boca Juniors fans are crazy and are great, but that being said, the directives, the players, the coach, everyone have to be at that level that the fans are. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
in the last couple of years, especially the directives, especially Juan Román Riquelme, who I loved as a player,
of
they
course.
haven't been doing things right, and they definitely have to show something else.
No, they have to. I mean it's been the ongoing story with Boca for months, if not years. It really has been the management. It really has been the management, and hopefully we get to see a turnaround, not just for Boca, but really the Argentine clubs in general, and they get back to the level that we're used to seeing from all those years ago. Continuing on, we're almost towards the end here. Transfer news. I mean, we spoke about, of course, Almada, Enzo Fernandez, possibly Benfica, Emiliano Martinez to potentially Manchester United. Maybe we don't know exactly what's going on there, and a couple of other ones as well. Do you think any one of these is really going to go through? You think Dibu goes to United? Do you think Fernandez goes to Benfica?
I would like to see Bernat in Benfica. I don't know about Dio. I would prefer him to see him in Barcelona. Honestly, Manchester United
Yeah.
has been doing everything wrong. To be honest, I think Garnacho. It's gonna be interesting to see where Garnacho goes too. No.
Yeah, Garnacho. Well, Garnacho's another one. There was interest apparently from Chelsea, but they have like 100 players signed, and
That's
maybe
true.
Napoli as well. There,
Then Flamengo. I saw you posted something today about
yeah.
Flamengo in advanced negotiations to sign Tati Castellanos from Lazio. Uh,
I I mean that would be an interesting one if Tati Castellanos leaves Italy to go back to South America or to go to South America to Flamengo. That might. I mean, it's a World Cup year. Unless he scores 20, 30 goals in the Brasileirao, does he go to the World Cup? He's been getting picked on and off for the national team, so this would be a big move for him.
yes,
With
if
a
you
lot
asked
of
me before this Club World Cup, I would say that a move from Lazio to Flamengo wouldn't be a good move. It would be going back in the career. But after the Club World Cup, honestly, we've seen the Brazilian teams. We've seen Flamengo. They also have a good economy. I mean, they have good teams. That's what I mean. Uh, why I honestly don't know if Flamengo nowadays is not a better team than Lazio.
Honestly, it's an interesting comment that someone posted on Mundo Albiceleste, and it went something along the lines of, is the Brazilian league better than the Greek league? Is it better than some of the other leagues, the Russian league or some of the other top, let's say, leagues in Europe? And is it at that point where it's as good as the Italian league? Arguably, and I'm being very genuine. I know Inter made the final of the Champions League. I know they beat Barcelona and everything, but overall, as a whole, the Brazilian league might be better than the Italian league. There's certainly an
Yeah.
argument to be made.
Didn't Inter lose against a Brazilian team? Was it Fluminense? Or
That's
who
a
did
good
they lose
question.
against? Let me see.
We're gonna have to bring that up and see. But yeah, I mean, Inter in general, Inter didn't have a very good showing at the club
Fluminense.
level to Fluminense.
2-0 against Fluminense, yeah.
And there you go. And Jim saying the Brazilian league looks at least as good as the French league. Um, yeah, I mean that's for sure. Joel, sorry, Roy, I have to disagree. I believe Joel is a Juventus fan. I think she mentioned that once. She's a Juventus fan, so she might be a little bit biased, but it's okay. We still love Nicolas Gonzalez over at Juventus. Um, well, it's an argument. Do you pick someone that scored 30 goals in Italy or someone that scored 30 goals in Brazil? Depends on who you ask. I'm not saying
Yeah.
Castellano scored 30 goals or will score 30 goals, but it's an argument. It's an argument.
I think both leagues are very competitive, and
Yeah.
I think Scaloni is really gonna take a look at both, especially
Yeah.
now in the Brazilian. There's a lot of rumors that he's been looking at Agustin Jai, so right back. He's been playing for
Yeah.
Palmeiras, so
Okay.
he'll definitely take a look at the Brasileirão.
He might have to. It might not be a bad idea. To be honest, it might not be a bad idea. Adriano, do you have any hope for Garnacho to start in the national team anytime soon? I I mean, unless he moves from United, gets regular playing time, and does well, I don't see him starting for Argentina. He might not even be picked. I don't know about you, Osvaldo, but he wasn't picked last time. He was dropped.
That's true. That's why I think Garnacho needs to move to another team, have playing time. I think looking if he aims to be at the 2026 World Cup, he needs to move to a team where he can play. You mentioned Chelsea. I don't know how much he will play at Chelsea. They have so many
Yeah,
players.
especially now.
So yeah, yeah.
It's I mean, you talk about Neto, you talk about Joao Pedro. There's and all of the strikers they have on the bench as well, and the
Yeah.
wingers. So it's only so many players. Para Miguel, I disagree. Roy Serie A is better. Look, I mean, I kind of disagree with myself. I'm not saying Serie A is not better. Um, it's just I think there's an argument to be made, or it's closer than maybe a lot of people make it out to be, in terms of the
Yeah.
competitiveness or the quality. And North Village thing, I think Garnacho is not making the squad too many better players. We'll see. There's still a year until the World Cup. He's going to have a massive, massive season if he wants to make it to the United States for the World Cup. Mr. Happy, hello. Hey, hello to you, Mr. Happy. All right. Before we completely close things up here, you guys could win some prizes, and it's on mundoalbiceleste.com. Osvaldo, you have all the details.
Yes, because in mundoalbiceleste.com we're doing giveaways every month. This month we're doing a giveaway of the 1986 away kit from Diego Maradona, the all blue. I think I sent you the image, Roy.
Yeah, I'll bring it up right now. Yeah.
So you can participate by going to mundoalbiceleste.com. We also do something that it's a weekly trivia. We ask 3 questions about Argentina. It could be about World Cup, Copa America, and the more right answers you have at the end of the year, there's a lot of prizes. Today I don't have it now. I show it in the last live. We have a ball signed by Julian Alvarez from the 2022 World Cup. Then there's also a prize for the second place, which is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, you can see it in the site, an Inter Miami jersey of Lionel Messi. A lot of prizes, a lot of games that we're trying to do it since we have such a nice community and big community from all over the world. We're trying this year to make it more than just news, make it more games, trivia, giveaways, and give back a little bit of all the support you give to us. And yeah, this week is the second week of the trivia, and I thought it would be a good idea, Roy, if I can just ask you. Let's see. I will test your knowledge of the
All
questions
right.
of last week.
Let's do it. Let's play this
Participate
along.
if you wanna. Yeah. So it was in the chat. Let's see if someone in the chat answers. Who answers fastest? The first question
Yeah.
is, what was the score of the penalty shootout between Argentina and Colombia in the semifinals of the 2021 Copa America? That shootout that Diego Martinez was a big
In
star.
Brasilia.
Yes, and there's three options. Argentina won 3-2, Argentina won 3-1, or Argentina won 2-1. So questions are difficult. They're not easy.
I want to say 3-2. Messi scored his. De Paul missed his. Paredes scored his. Lautaro scored his. Borja scored his, and Cuadrado scored his, I believe, for Colombia. I want to say 3-2.
And the answer is 3-2. Good job,
And
Roy.
there you go. So Keanu Ruiz said 3-2, made 2 saves. Mr. Happy said 3-2. Cesar said 4-3, and Suraj said 4-3. There you are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I guess the
3-2.
answer before the options.
There you
And
It's
yes,
no
let me
3-2.
ask the second one. And Roy, don't answer
Yeah.
yet. Let's see if the comments guess it right first. Let's see
All
who
right.
answers first. And this one I won't give. Well, actually, I will give the option. It's which Argentine player scored the opening goal in the 1986 FIFA World Cup final? Argentina won 3-2 against Germany. Was it Maradona? Was it Jorge Valdano? Or was it Jose Luis Brown?
I mean that I'm not gonna answer. I know, obviously I know that one.
Okay. Okay. Let me see who answers
If you
first.
if you want me to answer, I could answer.
Go ahead.
It's Tata Brown.
Yes, Jose
Brown and
Luis Tata
Valdano
Brown.
scored the second. Buruchaga scored the third.
Yeah, exactly. Maradona didn't score. He
Had
assisted,
the
I
assist.
think, the third one.
He assisted, yeah, for Buruchaga on the third.
Exactly.
Mr. Happy saying C. What was the option
Jose
for
Luis
C?
Brown.
Tata Brown?
Yeah, Tata Brown.
Tata Brown. There you are. Yeah. Jose Luis
And
Brown.
then you have the third one. This one is more about an Argentine player. It's before joining Ajax. Lisandro Martinez played for which Argentine club?
Ooh.
It's a team from in Argentina. Rosario Central, Banfield, or Defensa y Justicia.
I know that one. I'll let everyone here answer. I think Mr. Happy is 2 for 2. He said 3-2 the scoreline versus Colombia, and Tata Brown scored in the
Wow.
1986
Well, he
final.
actually has to go to a side and play if he wants to win the prize. We're not
Ah,
gonna give anything just here in the YouTube live.
that's true. Those were last week's questions. Very true. Cesar saying Defensa y Justicia for
Yes,
Lisandro. Yeah.
that's right. That's right. He also played in News of Boys, I believe, at first. But then, yeah, he played in Defensa y Justicia, then jumped to Ajax. And yeah, so those were the three questions
And
of
then
last
United.
week. This week, we have other three questions, and next week, three more. And we're doing like a global leaderboard. And by
Yes.
the beginning of the World Cup of next year, we're gonna be giving away those prizes I mentioned you. The idea, if this grows, if this community grows, if all these game giveaways, trivia grows, the idea is that at some point we can give away something as big as a trip to watch an Argentina match. You know, something like that. That's our dream. That's our goal.
That's yeah.
So yeah.
That's the goal. That's the goal, to get this big enough. Everyone participates, of course. And I mean, we're a year away, just under a year away from the World Cup. And if we can give away tickets to the tournament, why not? Absolutely, why not? It'd be our pleasure to do that. Pablo Miguel got the last one, of course, Defensa y Justicia. All right. On that note, before we completely wrap things up, Osvaldo, any final questions, or not questions, excuse me, thoughts or questions?
Just excited to see Messi playing again
Yeah.
tomorrow. They have a very busy schedule. I mean, they also start the Leagues Cup. I think the 30th of July. We're gonna be there with Mundo Albiceleste. We're gonna be doing some content there, and then, well, the Leagues Cup, the MLS. We're gonna see Messi a lot. We'll see how Mascherano sees if Messi maybe doesn't play all the matches, but it's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting to see him as always.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Well, I mean, you're going to be going to the game next week. Is it next week? In 2 weeks' time, excuse me.
2 weeks.
For the Leagues Cup. Mistiano, talking about promising young Argentine players and whatnot. We have the Coti Falcudia tournament beginning next Monday. To give you guys a bit of an idea of what that is. So that's a tournament that happens every single year. It happens in Spain. Argentina won it 2 years ago. They lost last year in the final versus Uruguay, and the year before that they won versus Uruguay. And 2 years ago, Valentin Barco was the player of the tournament. He was the MVP. So this year, because it's an under-20 tournament, Diego Placente, the coach of the under-17 and the under-20 team, has called up under-17 players for the tournament to prepare for the under-17 World Cup. One of them plays in Germany. He's German-born, played for the under-17 Germany team of Argentine and Turkish ancestry. I believe his mother is Argentine. His grandmother is Argentine German, I believe, or Argentine Turkish. Another one, I believe, is a goalkeeper, plays for Real Madrid and their youth team. So there's a couple of players. We're going to be covering that on MundoAlbiceleste.com. That begins next Monday. So we're going to be covering a lot of stuff coming up. On that note, I want to say a big thank you, as always, of course, to you, Osvaldo, and to everybody here for joining. If you like what you saw, hit the like button, hit the subscription button, hit the notifications button to be the first person notified as soon as a new video drops. Paro Miguel asking, will you guys follow the Cotif tournament? We absolutely will, 100%. Keanu, thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. And thank you, everybody, for joining. We have a lot of stuff coming up, preseason, Cotif tournament, the transfers. Lionel Messi at Inter Miami is a story in and of itself. So a big thank you, as always. Until next time, everybody, take care and goodbye.